Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the two dev insights in the TWID that just came out for the final update of Destiny 2. Um, yeah, just wanted to go through these. It's going to be a bit of a longer video, obviously, because I'm going through three articles. I kind of wanted these to pile up so I could, just kind of go through all of them at the same time. So we're going to start off with the return of the director. I'm going to, skip through and just kind of hit the highlights, obviously, because there's a lot of text on each one of these. So, forgive me if I miss some things that you deem important, but yeah. So we're talking about the director here, Distortions, which is a new event, the Portal, Gambit, Heavy Metal, and Sparrow Racing League. I'm going to skip most of the PvP stuff. I'm not a PvP player, so yeah. So, Return to the Director. With the release of this update, we are putting the director back in the center of your gameplay. It is your guide to the Destiny universe and a place to plan your adventures. To bring the director up to date, we've added Kepler in the Lawless Frontier, so very nice, very cool looking. It's pretty neat. Destination and patrol updates. Destinations have always been a foundation part of Destiny, whether you touch down briefly for a public event, roam areas for patrols and secrets, find various factions moving against each other. So yeah, they are adding weapons and armor sets that have obviously tiered gear and set bonuses to each location. So the Cosmodrome, this is the example they give, is the 7th Seraph shotgun here. So the origin trait is Eyes Up. This weapon gains reload speed, range, and increased damage against Gambit battens for a short time when combat begins, and findables extend this duration and enhance it as well. Yeah, and then it comes with the perks for this gun. Once again, I'm not going through a lot of that because it's probably pretty basic stuff. Obviously, not a lot of new perks that I see. Nessus, we've got the Fail Deadly. Dealing damage grants a stacking bonus to magazine size, target acquisition, and range until your next final blow. So I don't know what that'd be used for. They show it on a auto rifle here, so I mean that's a little bit weird, but it might be good for like bosses and stuff because obviously you're doing damage, and if you're not killing it, then you're ramping up that buff. Europa, winterized gear. After being out of combat for a moderate duration, this weapon gains stability, reload speed, and handling. These benefits decay over time after re-entering combat. So this is more, I feel like, more of a PvP perk. They put it on the high Alberto here, so that's coming back. All the Europa weapons are coming back, which is kind of cool. So, distorted destinations. Patrolling the system. Over the past few years, Destiny 2 has focused on more attention on structured campaigns, exciting playlists, and challenging cooperative activities. And this led to patrol mode feeling left behind. So they're adding distortion. So every hour, a different destination becomes the focus of distortion. The sky tears open, reality distorts, and corruption spreads. So it's just a event. It's distortion is our new enhanced patrol mode. So enemies, patrols, that type of thing, and it will show on the director where those are going to be. Overhauling the portal. So they're not getting rid of the portal, but it is way smaller now. And it's not a big part of the gameplay loop as much. Since the release of Edge of Fate, we've heard your feedback on the portal loud and clear. Portal, the tab is gone. However, we didn't want to remove quick access to Destiny's playlists, so it's kind of becoming that type of thing, which is kind of cool. We're bringing some of the Destiny's legacy forward here. So new fire team ops. We got Mars Battleground, Disgrace, Lightblade, Scarlet Keep, Corrupted, Lake of Shadows, Sheriff Shield, Zero Hour, and Override, which is kind of cool. Just some stuff about the difficulty and reward updates. This doesn't really affect you too much. If you're already max level, it just kind of does that type of thing. So that's kind of cool, but just kind of showing that off, which is neat. Yeah, so adding variety to loot. So there's gonna be crucible weapons, excuse me. Yeah, weapons and armor for both. So Crucible, competitive Crucible, Trials, Iron Banner, Gambit, Sparrow Racing League. Some of this is shown in the TWID, so I'll show that off eventually as well. Sorry, I'm drinking some tea. Onslaught, Contest of Elders, and the Coil. Onslaught is getting some buffs to how much scrap you get, as well as no revive tokens, and difficulty curve, and it's coming back with all its previous brave weapons. So stuff like goodness, what is it called? Why can I not remember the name of this thing? Midnight Coup, that type of thing. Mountaintop, that all is coming back, which is cool. The Coil's getting some, and so is Contest of the Elders. They're getting some changes in World Loot Pool and stuff like that. We're also getting Gambit stuff. They are reworking the origin trait for gun and run, so now defeating targets builds stacks of gun and run for a short duration. Sprinting for a short time consumes a stack to partially reload its weapons magazine from reserves. On bows, this briefly improves draw speed. So it's almost like a pseudo like transversive steps thing, which is kind of cool. But yeah, as you can see, the example they gave was a new spare rations here. It became stasis, which is kind of cool. And yeah, and then obviously what it's got on, and then 21% delirium's coming back, which is cool. Crucible, I said we'd skip. I don't really care about any of this, if I'm honest. Sparrow Racing is coming back, and it is gonna have new maps, old returning maps. It has armor and weapons as well, so its origin trait. Final blows with this weapon will have the featherweight origin trait that has it grant increased movement speed while equipped, so that's kind of cool. Revving up, which is a 2-piece, so if you have 2 pieces of armor. Fast movement builds up a charge that gradually increases your health regens speed. Once you are fully revved, sprinting grants speed booster. So I'm assuming just sprint. What it means by fast movement, I'm assuming it's like sprinting. Maybe it will activate on like Eager Edge, that type of thing. And then it's dielectric drift sliding with speed booster activates jolt on combatants. So I feel like this will be really good on the blast wave boots on Titan. Just adding like as many effects to your slide as possible. It's kind of cool. And then here are the weapons. The sword looks really cool. They do have, so they have a sparrow and one of the hoverboard things. There also is some returning SRL sparrows from D1, which is kind of cool. But that brings the end to this. So this is just kind of the activity side of everything. Some of the activities here, just kind of, breathing life into this. Obviously, we're also getting the return of every single raid and dungeon, and they're going to have tiered gear and origin traits, so you'll be able to do that. Pantheon is coming back as well with not only old bosses, but vaulted bosses as well. So like old, like early D2 bosses, and if it's to be believed, new bosses, like never before seen bosses that they're just throwing in there. So that is sick. It's gonna be really cool. Next, we have the weapons, artifacts, and focusing. So this is going over all sorts of things. So this is introducing weapon tier upgrading. So this is for if you have a weapon that you got that has a really good roll. I'm trying to find an example of an old tiered weapon that I may have, but I don't think I have a lot of those anymore. I guess we'll just use this as an example. This isn't necessarily the best, but this is tier 3, you see, and I've got Heal Clip Incandescent, pretty good roll, but obviously if I had it on tier 5, it'd have the increased stats and all that, so I'll be able to upgrade it with this system to tier 5. It takes a bunch of resources, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. We are getting some new weapon, exotic weapon catalysts. Every single exotic weapon is going to have a catalyst. There are no more just stat increases. They're all going to have a perk of some kind, or a neat interaction. So things like Chaperone's getting triple tap, Parasite's getting Evious Arsenal, which is very interesting. Terabug gets Ambitious Assassin, which is cool. And then, like I said, some of these are getting reworks or added perks. So Crimson is getting To the Pain. Merciless is getting Heal Clip. And as it says here, they're all getting catalysts. Here's the example photos. Enhanced weapon crafting. So obviously some crafted weapons from the past are getting the tiered upgrades. So it's kind of a hybrid system where you get your thing upgraded, then you tier it afterwards or something like that. So just showing it on the Fatebringer. So very, very cool, as you can see. Very awesome. Ammo system changes. They're basically making it so things like rocket sidearms, rocket pulses have less ammo regen, so you have to get more kills to get each brick. This is just some baseline changes to the ammo gen. So Berry Bloodline's getting fixed, so it actually gets additional ammo. Choir 1's getting nerfed by quite a bit from 45 to 35 and 90 to 70 is okay, I guess. Rocket pulses had some issues, so they're fixing those. Crucible, we don't care about. Exotic weapon tuning. So this is also interesting. We are getting some reworked weapons, adding perks and removing some perks, and making a lot of the weapons PvE viable as well. With some exceptions. So Jade Rabbit, this is the most interesting one for me. Obviously they're increasing like mag size and all that, but they're also reworking its perks and stuff. So we'll just read this out here. Removed Zen Moment, added Shoot the Loot and Firefly. So this thing is already great. Um, increase the magazine size. Fate of All Fools, increase the maximum stat cap to 15. In addition to chaining precision hits, precision kills can now add a stack. Gaining a stack now refills the magazine, increases stability. Stacks will no longer be completely removed when you reload. Dealing direct body shot damage will still remove one stack. Scales the damage of Firefly when it's active, and dealing splash damage will not remove a stack of the perk. And the Catalyst, in addition to adding stability, special reloading will consume stacks of Fate of All Fools and grant a singular micro missile round that deals bonus damage based on the number of stacks consumed. So this is kind of becoming kind of like a almost Outbreak-esque type gun where it has good, like, just good utility outside of its special shot, and then obviously instead of nanites it has this, special micro missile thing. So that's quite nice. Vex Mythoclast is also getting some reworks now. Has the time, what is comparably a more potent version of rewind rounds on its intrinsic. Its trait precision kills with linear fusion shots, no trigger and ignition. After leaving the fusion rifle mode, the magazine is now fully reloaded. And now the catalyst sustained damage can now activate the catalyst, which is cool. And then obviously they added some HUD elements. Touch of Malice is getting increased damage. Special reloads easier with reload speed. Replaced rapid hit with the catalyst with precision instrument. Obviously that's just more damage past the 10%, so it's gonna be chunking probably. Last Word, they just did some stuff for M&K for PvP. Might a multi-tool, still not going to be great. It lowered the PvE combatant kill requirement for the modifications. And then the Catalyst improved radar resolution now remains active for a few seconds when you stow it, which is, more of a PvP thing. Heirloom is just getting a bunch of buffs here. Just because it's just whatever. Just a bunch of like stat increases, so it'll do a bit more damage. Kind of same with Teraba, it's just getting, more progress towards its perk. Anarchy is getting a big buff, increase the armed trap life by 50% from 10 to 15. Damage against combatants by 30%. The double trap detonation damage is going up, and replaced moving target with impromptu ammunition, which if I am impromptu ammunition, let's see, I'm pretty sure I remember what that does, but I gotta look. Final blows increase ammo meter progress from all sources. So this thing is going to be getting a lot more ammo and does a lot more damage. Divinity is getting a bit of a buff, increased damage, reduced time to activate penance, and reduced shots to activate cage. It's nerf about the the debuff is still there, so yeah. And then Winterbright's just getting self damage reduction, which is kind of cool. The glaives now grant double progress towards the special shot, which is cool, so it's a lot easier to get your glaive up. Hierarchy of Needs, it's getting some seekers that scorch a bit more. Added hidden tracking for seekers that guides them to target recently hit by precision damage, and then some hipfire stuff, which is cool. Sunshot and Graviton Lance are getting a cap to their damage, I think. Rebalance the damage of the explosion to deal more damage up close and less damage further away. That's what it was. And then Outbreak Perfected is the nanite stacks are going from 4.5 to 4, so just a little bit less damage. And then Arbalest is just getting a major buff to champions by 33%, so that will make it kind of good against what it's supposed to be good against. Warcliff Coil is just getting some fixes, and Mechanized Autoloader now works with the weapon is stowed. Lament is interesting. It's reverting. They reverted the previous nerf to this weapon by 70%. Returned most of the final combo hit damage and self healing, and it's getting a catalyst. I'm thinking, so if it gets Eager Edge, that's crazy. I doubt it's gonna be Eager Edge. I think it'll be something to buff the damage even more. Maybe like bait and switch or something crazy like that. Just something really good for it. Or like something to buff the combo hit, I'm assuming. Truth is getting some stuff. Now returns 1 ammo to reserves and buffs the next magazine when all rounds in a magazine hit a target. So that's kind of cool. Thunderlord is getting reduced ammo refunded by the lightning strikes from 7 to 5. Whirling ovulation. What? Uh, wow, I should probably read slower. Increases the amount of anticipation gain per point of damage by just over 11%. Prometheus Lens increases the scorch stacks. Centrifuge increases the amount of magazine refill per trigger to 10 from 4, so that's pretty big. Slayer's Fang is just getting buffs, which is crazy because it's really good. Increases magazine by 2, reserves by 10. Now slowly reloads itself while the buff is active. Xenophage reserves by 10, and it's getting Catalyst. This is just getting less ammo, basically. Reduced ammo refunded by light attack, so you won't be using it as much, which is good. Here's the legendary sandbox stuff, so this is just legendary weapons and stuff in general. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Legendary primary ammo weapons increase the damage versus minor by 30, exotic by 40 instead of 30. Non-blaster primaries, majors 15, blaster primaries 20 instead of 15 now. Pretty good. Special ammo stuff, so increases damage versus major combatants by 20%, but this excludes snipers, rocket pulses, rocket sidearms, swords, choir of 1. Auto rifles are getting the RPM moved to 400 instead of 360, as more PvE stuff. Most of this base damage stuff kind of applies, but it's definitely some PvP related stuff, just like, you know, minor changes that won't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Bows are getting increased damage versus both majors and minors by 40 and 20 respectively. Rocket pulses, sidearms are increases projectile explosion radius by 33%. Bunch of buffs for every type of fusion rifles. Same with shotguns here, it looks like. Yep. Slug shotguns, yep. Snipers as well, yep. Glaive, yep. Trace rifles, yep. Exotic trace rifles, yep. Rocket pulses, so a little bit of a nerf, reduces ammo generation stat by 15, increases decreases PvE damage by 10, bosses by 25% on top of the 10%, so they're going to be kind of bad now. Reduces projectile explosion radius by 25%. These things are low-key kind of gutted for the most part, but that's okay. Heavy grenade launchers, just buffs for every type of heavy weapon here. Swords get increased cost in vortex frame heavy attack, which is cool as well, so another good buff. Legendary perk changes, there's a lot of these. We'll go through them quick. Focus Fury is getting a buff. Yeah. Maximum explosive damage bonus increased from 25 to 35 for full court. Lasting impression is getting a buff. Reservoir Burst is getting a buff here. Got shot straight. Reduced the aim assist penalty by 25%. Fixed an issue where this perk did not work on Bitter End. Adagio looks like is getting a nerf a little bit, and a buff on shotguns and bows, and a nerf on hand cannons. Bunch of crazy shit happening here. If you want to read through this, a lot of the perks aren't getting anything too crazy, just kind of like shot reduction on a lot of them, or fixes to like bugs and stuff. And like, yeah, now activates on 4 hits on waveframe GLs, down from 10, so that's pretty crazy. Now activates in 3 hits on rocket launchers, down from 6. I mean, you're not really using a rocket launcher for attrition orbs anyway, unless you're doing some really weird niche things, so that's whatever. And then the origin traits we were talking about. Yeah. So now is the next thing, the artifacts and anti-champion. This is what I am most excited for. This is what I've really wanted for a while, and I knew this was what they were going to do. Like, I called it. I was like, yes, they're going to be doing this. So first off, you can see here the loadout slots. We're going to get 20 loadout slots now. Super cool. You're going to be able to, per build, do artifact. So no more swapping things around the artifact every time you change your build. And what they're doing for the artifact here is, as you can see, we have every previous, or most of the previous artifacts from previous seasons, and you can pick and choose what you want per build. So let's say you want a build with blinding jolts, you put on this artifact, it's right there, boom. Or if you want something with an old, like the threadling thing or stasis, or anything like that, you can swap your artifact around and change it. So very cool. It's a great way to keep the artifact in the game without just having one big one with everything on it. You can just swap between them. It's really cool. Just kind of another part of your kit now, which is really cool. Next is Anti-Champion 2.0 here, which is really cool. Instead of it being in, as you can see, you probably didn't see any Anti-Champion things in here. That's because it's going to be intrinsic on different types of weapons. So aggressive, high impact, unstoppable, precision and adaptive barrier, lightweight and rapid fire overload, and then it has some of the like weirder ones here, niche ones. So support will be overload, adaptive burst barrier, area denial overload, double fire unstop, micro missile unstop. Wait, you can see here just like a fuckload of them. But and then obviously exotics are also getting it as well here, just as some examples. So Parasite's gonna be barrier, Jotun is unstoppable, Trinity Ghoul overload, obviously that type of thing. So you can see it down here. I'm sure you saw it earlier on the weapons dev insight earlier up here, but yeah, so we're getting intrinsic, which is so cool, such a good change. Yeah. Oh, you'll be able to focus gear now at some vendors here, which is kind of cool. And then like Ada One's getting some shaders and some new shaders, that type of thing. Reputation rank rewards for Drifter. Everyone's getting tiered gear, obviously, which is cool. So is Zur here, Zavala, obviously. This is another cool thing. So for all the activities, you can now attune straight from your inventory. You don't have to go to the respective vendors. So let's say you're like, oh, I'm gonna play some overthrow, or what's it called? Fucking, oh man, that one with like a midnight coup and all that, whatever that one's called. You'll be able to onslaught. That's what it's called. You'll be able to attune just like, okay, I want midnight coup, boom. I want, the mountaintop, boom. Oh yeah, it literally says right here: onslaught, racing, gambit, Iron Banner, trials, both types of crucible, pinnacle, arena, fire team, solo, world drops, distortions, and you can see the examples right here. They got all of them right here. And yeah, that's basically it for the weapons and all that stuff. Very cool changes. I'm very excited for this, especially is really cool with all that. Obviously the artifact is cool. All the changes for the weapons. I'm a big Jade Rabbit enjoyer, just in general, and I've always wanted it to be good in PvP or PvE, so excited about that. And then next is the This Week at Bungie. This is the last article. I know I'm talking pretty fast, but I just want to get the info out. PvP, blah blah blah. Oh, this is some other stuff, right? Sandbox tuning. Okay, here we go. All right, so here are the ability sandbox tuning things here. So global all multi-charge abilities now start crucible matches. Wait, is this just PvP? This might just be PvP. Yeah, this is PvP. I'm skipping this. I was reading this. I'm like, I think that's PvP. Okay. So anyway, so updated rewards. So this is the Crucible armor. This is old concept armor. They kind of made it a little chopped, but that's all right. Obviously we talked about some of these, but this is for this one. Scoot to loot, sliding collects nearby ammo, and temporary grants enhanced reload speed and handling for your weapons, and dealing damage with your weapons, temporary grant an enhanced slide, giving damage resist while sliding. So that's going to be interesting in PvE, obviously. We got some new weapons. So we got the Helmsman. It's an arc high impact bolt action sniper rifle like No Land Beyond, which is sick. Oh, so many Better Devils, Joxer's Longsword, Unending Tempest. Just all these old weapons are getting new perks, which is cool and fully tiered, obviously. Return new weapons, Riptide, Micro Tool, just all the ones we've had over the past year. And same here for way Fargo. Some new cosmetics, which is kind of cool. Shax themed, more PvP, private matches. This is the competitive armor, pretty cool looking. This one's really neat on Titan. I'm probably gonna get that one. I like the fur coat. Some new weapons here. Got an arc lightweight hand cannon. Rose is coming back. Register's S stock is coming back. Super cool stuff here for PvP. Trials of Osiris is also getting new armor. Right here, these are the sets. Very cool. The Titan and Warlock are my favorite. I'm not a big fan of the hood on this one. Most of the other stuff's pretty cool though. We've got the armor set. So primary survivor. When an ally is defeated, primary ammo weapons gain increased handling, reload speed, target acquisition, and reduced flinch. Bonus increases when multiple allies are dead. And then the 4-piece primary phantom. Final blows with primary ammo weapons remove you from the radar for a short time. Drawing a weapon that does not use primary ammo will immediately end the effect. So yeah, some new weapons. We got a burst linear, some reprisals, basically everything. Just really cool. Newly tiered is Reed's Regret. There's actually a really good Reed's Regret from Xur right now, so you should probably grab that. Because you should be able to upgrade it. Once again, just some cool, very cool shell here, like Segura's shell. Very cool. There's a bunch of upgrade stuff. Here's the Iron Banner armor. Once again, very cool set. I'm in love with the Titan one and the Hunter one there. The Warlock, I'm not a big fan of the coat. So we've got the 2-piece, increases the handling and reload speed for primary ammo weapons. Primary ammo weapons gain increased damage against non-boss combatants based on your weapon stat. So just another way to buff your primary weapon, which is cool. And then it's 4-piece. Final blows with your super. While your super is active, reruns super energy when it ends. So that's fucking crazy. So this might be good if you run it with something like Geomag stabilizers. If it stacks with that, you might just be getting your super back. Bunch of reprised weapons, including Fellwinter's Lie, which is crazy. Yeah. And then Pantheon, like I was saying earlier, feats are coming back, but there will be no not swap in the base version. That's really cool. Yeah. So yeah, now we're doing it from each thing here. So Shattered Throne doesn't have any armor, so they're doing this set for that, and it's getting its own 2-piece and all that. So gain a powerful overshield while performing your finisher. When you finish a target, release a slowing burst around you, and then gain increased damage resist when you deal damage or land final blows. Finishers grant accelerated progress at max stats. So the recharge rate of your abilities is also increased. So just crazy ways to get damage resist again. Yeah, so now we've got all sorts of things. We got the featured raids coming. So deep sight weapons or tier 5 armor from counter and challenges. And then same as standard plus adept weapons, just all sorts of things. Hidden chests will give tier 5. Non-featured will chances for deep sight weapons in tier 3. And then master challenges and deep sight chests will give tier 5 still. So yeah. Same with the dungeons, pretty similar. The vault is going up from 1,000 to 1,300, and then, like I said before, set at 12 slots, we get 20 for our loadouts. Cosmetics are getting changed to exotics. You can change it to be gold. Or excuse me, it can be any like legendary, blue, green, whatever piece. Same with the exotic cloaks. So yeah, very very cool. And then obviously we're getting this finally for armor, which is cool. And then we're getting like a whatever it's called, like a news thing, which doesn't really matter anymore because the game's ending. But yeah, last thing here I think is Bright Dust engram focusing. You kind of focus what you want to get, which is kind of cool, which is really sick. Obviously there's gonna be a rewards pass and season pass and all that, which is just standard, and there's some cool art down here. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm very excited for this update. It's gonna be really cool. We're getting fucking damn near everything we've ever wanted in this game. It sucks that it comes at the expense of the game itself, in terms of new content. But who knows what the future holds? You never know. We might get a Destiny 3, might get another major update at some point down the line. Uh, Unfortunately, they have decided to go the way of Marathon and putting all their eggs in that basket, which I disagree with because I don't think it's a very good game. But I've already talked about that a bit. So yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it is. But this is going to be a banger update on the 9th. No doubt about that. It's coming up real soon, about a week here. So yeah, I hope you guys are playing. I'm gonna be doing as many videos as I can get out. Because I want to just play the game and enjoy it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys agree with that take at least, and I hope you're excited as much as I am. Make sure you play on the 9th. Show support. You know, as much as it may be silly to say, it might do something. It might show Sony and Upper Bungie or whatever that we really want this game to stick around. It's very good. It has way more potential than their shitty middle of the road fucking extraction shooter that, you know, the vocal minority plays. So please, you know, play the game, enjoy it for what it is, and just, you know, if this is truly going to be the last update, enjoy it best you can. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.